Welcome back, guys. This is Samlab doing a reaction to the teaser that we had yesterday. So I wanted to take a moment to do like a really quick lore breakdown before we get any kind of like super rich teaser, maybe before the actual Final Case showcase. So I'm going to go ahead and play this. We're going to mute my mic for the first playthrough, and then we will go through frame by frame and I'll give you my play-by-play thoughts on what I think all of this means. So here we go. Okay, hold up. We need to rewind. There's a whole lot of things that I missed here, so I'm gonna go back. First opening scene, we have the witness looking rather menacing, and he's clearly looking at something. I almost want to say that this looks like he's inside something, because the foreground is sort of blurred in a very specific way, and the colors have shifted. Perhaps he has moved somewhere, and I'm not sure if it's just the fact that we have an extreme close-up on his eyes, but it looks like maybe the texture of his skin has shifted a little bit. I could be wrong, and maybe I'm just reading into this too much, and it's intentionally supposed to look that way. So moving forward, there's a reflection. This almost looks like buildings, right? It looks like buildings. Though I want to say that this setup gives me the sense that the witness is almost like he's become part of the portal and he's looking directly at us entering the portal. Or it could just be set up to look that way so that that's what we're thinking, right? But it almost looks like this is a person, like 3 guardians per se. But then when you look at the right side, which seems to have like a brighter view, these look like structures and there's lights behind them. So this is really interesting. No idea if we'll get an opportunity to find out more about that as we go forward. So the witness is getting angry, and we know that it gets angry because it usually has this like red hue around it. So it's going to be interesting to know whether it is actually angry or not. Moving forward, we have in the next frame, which is it's fighting with 3 as usual, entering the portal. Last time we saw Guardian try to enter this portal, they basically died. And according to my friends, according to our VO team on Old Chicago, that was Reed 7, and I'm mortified that that's Reed 7. I think there might even be a lore entry referencing him that I read in a couple of lore videos back. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. So they move through the portal. I'm going to throw up a clip here about this in just a minute, but we'll get to that. The outline of the ship when it's entering this portal reminds me of like the Taken artifacting that happens when anything is taken, right? And it makes me wonder if part of the ability to take comes from this taking one thing from one place and moving it through to another is what creates this like weird artifacting. And I have a video all about the Taken and like the process of taking, and how Oryx was taught that by the witness. We assume, because it doesn't specifically name the witness, we just know that he learned it from the darkness, and the witness isn't the darkness. It's a separate entity from the dark, because the darkness is sentient in a sense of itself. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how all of that is separated as we learn more about the final shape and what the final shape is. Is it a thing? Is it a point? Is it a point in time? Is it multiple points throughout time and history? Is it the convergence of an idea taking shape? I spoke about this in one of my earlier videos where I referenced the relic. I think either last week's video or 2 weeks back. I'll throw the card up once I check when I do the post edit, but it's going to be really interesting to see. Moving forward, so the portals go through the ship. We get to see the pilot in the pit, and they are wearing a pretty nice armor set. I really hope this is going to be a seasonal armor, Joe Blackburn, or because this is great. Like, if this is a hunter, which I'm assuming it is, it has very Final Shape-esque slash Neomuna slash Exo Stranger sort of vibe, and I like it. It's also got this kind of like large, almost belt buckle safety pin-esque kind of thing. I think that's cool, and some sort of detailing emblem on the side. I've never seen that emblem before, and I've only just noticed that. I'll have to grab a still and throw that up on Twitter later on. But yeah, also a ghost. Looks like a stock ghost, but this ghost, is that monochrome black ghost? Never seen a ghost in that color before. Or it's just the lighting. Okay, maybe it's just the lighting. That's clever. See what you did there, Bungie. See what you did there. So this is funny because this is almost a throwback to... This framing of the shot is a throwback to Beyond Light teaser, where we saw the Drifter in his ship, the Derelict, or well, not the Derelict. He had like a little jump ship. I'm not sure if we've been told what the name of that ship is, but he was sat in the cockpit just like this, and it was a close-up, and we got to see like behind him and all the things that were happening on screen as for like, what was it, 1.5 seconds of the Drifter, and then he flips the coin. So this is cool because it's almost like a homage to that. He's throttling up, okay, obviously meaning to jump through. So this is really interesting, this scene right here, because weird VFX thing. The ship moves forward, but the warp effect kind of like drags the ship back, and then it stretches it out and brings it through, and you'll see that as I move forward frame by frame right here. So the ship goes forward, stretches, goes backwards, and then it's just a thin beam of transition energy, whatever you want to call it. This is really cool because, and I'll throw the clip up here, if any of you remember in Avengers Infinity War, right, where they jump through time, this scene looks like that. It also looks like when Scott Lang is sent to the quantum realm or gets trapped in the quantum realm, and it like how far he jumps through the dimensions. So this is very much like a dimensional shift, and this is great because I feel like it's set up for things to come later in lore that are going to be focused on different universes within Destiny. We've already been to the Ascendant Realm. We've had teasers, tastes, but we've never really had the Ascendant Realm be a core piece of like overarching narrative. Like, we've never existed only in the Ascendant plane and move through it and be in there day in and day out. So this is going to be interesting, entering Traveler's Portal to another universe, potentially, or some midway point or something. We don't know. We know that Cayde and Ikora are in a place. We don't know where that existence is. We see the portal in the distance. I'm throwing up this clip now as I'm talking, but that's it. We don't see much. So this is going to be interesting to see how the narrative team build up on this and where we're heading. And so that's more or less it. And we get this. We also see the colors. We also see the Lightfall colors, by the way. This, like, the fuchsia, the blue, the deep blue, the reds, and the off, like, no yellows, but like the orangey reds and stuff. And then obviously we have the end of the announcement of the date. So I'm going to stop here. Let me know what your thoughts are. The biggest aspect about this in terms of lore is obviously entering the portal. That's the most important point, I believe, in this trailer, is the portal and entering through it. So it's going to be really exciting to see next week, the reveal about that, the teasers. So if you're not sure about tuning in, I think you should definitely tune in, because if we know Bungie, like everybody does, there's always something special in store, and they're always working on the things that we are discussing, but I think they're taking more action and giving us hope. So, thanks for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video, which I believe is going to be about the darkness, but we'll see, because there's probably going to be other stuff to cover content on, and I'll do videos like this. So I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment in the comment section. Please like and subscribe, and remember that no matter what you're facing at this moment in time, you can do all things. Stay safe, and Godspeed.